And then what did you make of Sophie Cunningham's flagrant foul on JC towards the end?
It was a flagrant foul.
Do you think it's like defending Caitlin or defending the team, or how do you view just how it all?
I view it as a flagrant foul.
That's about the game too.
Yeah, well, I mean, you guys came for basketball.
Yeah,
Let's talk about basketball.
Yeah.
Come on now.
What do you think of just how you all were able to pull away in the second half, Caitlin in particular?
We're going to the Commissioner Cup Championship.
Let's
That's
go!
pretty exciting. Y'all want to talk about that? Let's talk about that.
What do you think, again, in the second half?
What if we told you Caitlin Clark might actually leave the WNBA after just one season? Yeah, pack it up, shoot one last three, and dip between blind referees acting like they're auditioning for a circus and Marina Mewbury throwing fouls like dodgeballs. Caitlin's had enough. Is this the League of Dreams or a reality show gone rogue? Grab your popcorn, because if this rumor is true, the WNBA is about to lose its biggest star faster than a ref misses a foul.
WNBA record. This is her second season. And you put the numbers together, that's like 10 seasons. That girl did it in 10 seasons. That means she had one a season. Caitlin Clark is... when Caitlin Clark gets to 10 seasons, she's going to have 100 of these. And y'all can't get a girl her roses. Now, I don't like the fact that she be getting woke because she don't want all these lesbians to be mad at. But at the end of the day, is the woman putting in the work, she's putting in the work.
WNBA record, this her second season, and you put the numbers together, that's like 10 seasons. That girl did it in 10 seasons. That means she had one a season. Kane Clark is when Caitlin Clark get to 10 seasons, she's gonna have 100 of these, and you can't get a girl her roses. Now, I don't like the fact that she be getting woke, cause she don't want all these lesbians to be mad at, but at the end of the day, is the woman putting in the work. She's putting in the work, and it's official. Fans are done watching Caitlin Clark play sacrificial lamb for a league that can't decide if it wants to grow or gatekeep for the second season in a row. She's the lead character in a drama that somehow still expects her to pass the ball, smile for the camera, sell the tickets, take the hits, and thank her haters afterward. Fans aren't just frustrated anymore, they're furious. The Protect Caitlin movement has gone from online memes to a full-on emotional custody battle between the people who love her and a league that keeps treating her like a chew toy.
This is all going according to plan. This is ideal. Caitlin Clark is holding up her end by being awesome and by being a trash-talking jerk on the court. Love it. Her teammates are holding up their end by having her back. The other players in the league are holding up their end by not liking her. Perfect. Couldn't have written a better script. Caitlin is talking trash to this girl. This girl's hard fouling her. Her teammate Sophie Cunningham, who got a black belt in Taekwondo at the age of 6, she's like, I will F you guys up. All of it's great, and Caitlin's a killer. 10 out of 10, no.
Let's start with the obvious. Caitlin Clark is the reason the WNBA even gets talked about at all, outside of Tuesday night Twitter arguments and high school gym throwbacks. Ratings up, jersey sales through the roof, arena tickets sold out in cities that didn't even know they had a team. She's the walking, talking logo, three-point shooting lifeline of this league. And how does the league respond? With shady ref calls, cold shoulders from teammates, and more elbows than a WWE Royal Rumble.
Caitlin Clark is driving the WNBA insane. It's to the point that she may need to step away from the WNBA, have a billionaire come in that has the money to prove a point, and say, Caitlin, I'll pay you $50 million just to see if the WNBA can make it without you. Let's go create a completely different league and expose the hell out of the WNBA just to embarrass this Angel Reese girl that Jameel Hill just said she could go down as a Michael Jordan of WNBA.
Yeah.
Remember when people said she was being welcomed into the league like every other rookie? Yeah, if by welcomed you mean mugged at mid-court while referees whistle Dixie and look the other way like they just dropped their glasses in a Looney Tunes cartoon. Caitlin doesn't need a welcome party, she needs a security detail and a chiropractor. And then there's Marina Mewbury, who decided to deliver a late-game shove like she was trying out for a linebacker position. Other foul was so aggressive the NBA probably sent her a contract out of confusion, but of course Caitlin gets up like nothing happened, because at this point being hit is just part of her pre-game warm-up, stretch, shoot, dodge a flying elbow, rinse and repeat. What's absolutely bonkers is that every time Caitlin so much as breathes too hard near a veteran, she's called entitled. When she takes a hard foul, it's part of the game. When she doesn't take it personally, they accuse her of being distant. She could rescue a puppy during halftime and still get criticized for not passing the ball to a teammate instead. Meanwhile, the fan base is out here running digital CPR on the league every time someone clocks Caitlin like it's amateur night at Fight Club. Fans hit rewind, break it down frame by frame like it's the Zabruda film and scream into the void. How is that not a flagrant?
I will say this, when Caitlin Clark was out, they lost 55% of their viewership. So, like, basically, Caitlin Clark is paying all their salaries.
Pretty much.
I mean, at the end of the day, you can hate her as much as you want, but she's brought in millions of fucking dollars. So you should be kissing her ass.
And that kind of defeated the purpose of Angel Reese's argument of she's like, hey, it's not just Caitlin Clark that is bringing all the viewership to the WNBA. It's like, well, it definitely is. It's like it kind of proved that with the viewership rating being down that she significantly increases viewership with
They try so hard to compare her to Caitlin Clark. They try so.
The refs silent the league louder about dress code than player safety. It's like the entire ecosystem has gone mad. Now fans aren't just asking if Caitlin Clark should stay, they are begging her to leave. Imagine her signing a shoe deal, hitting the broadcast booth, or just taking her talents to Europe where basketball is basketball and not a high-stakes game of let's see how much abuse one woman can endure before she snaps overseas. She'd get paid, protected, and probably greeted at the airport with flowers, not flying elbows. Let's face it, the WNBA is running a Caitlin Clark content farm and feeding her the same slop every week. Unnecessary drama, bad calls, zero support. Fans see it, the media sees it, even the people who pretend not to like her secretly check the schedule to see when she's playing because love or hate her, she's the whole show. But no one wants to watch the main character get sabotaged every episode. She's brought more to the league in 2 seasons than some franchises have in 2 decades, and yet she gets treated like a guest at her own party. Even the promos are awkward. Come watch Caitlin Clark and the others, it's like she's Beyonce, and the rest of the league is a very confused Destiny's Child. No shade, just facts.
Fever and Sun hold a brawl and a basketball game breaks out. This was something. Caitlin Clark, without question, gets raked across the face. I think she gets poked in the eye, but it's difficult to tell.
If you're the Indiana Fever, you cannot stand by and let that happen. They need to make it clear to the officials. If you're going to let this happen, then we're going to stand up for our player and make a mess of the game, and you're going to have a big mess on your hands. So you need to stand up for this. You need to do something about this.
You've just learned with definitive data and beyond question that Caitlin Clark controls more than half the audience for the entire WNBA.
And let's not forget the constant gaslighting. It's not that bad, she's being dramatic. She needs to earn her stripes. Oh really? Because last time we checked, she's earned more stripes than a zebra in a barcode factory. She's out here averaging 25 points, 8 assists, and 12 microaggressions per game, doing it with a smile. What more does she need to do? Levitate. Fans aren't stupid. They see the double standard. They see how the league bends over backwards for some players and casually shoves others under the bus. They see the forced storylines, the passive-aggressive interviews, and the locker room politics, and they're tired. They're tired of watching Caitlin fight for space on a team she built. They're tired of watching her get snubbed in all-star voting like it's a middle school popularity contest. They're tired of pretending this is okay. If she leaves after this season, it won't be because she couldn't hack it. It'll be because she's smart enough to know when she's being played. And let's be honest, leaving might be the power move of the century. The league that couldn't stop talking about her would suddenly have to face a very quiet reality. No more packed arenas, no more record-breaking streams, no more casual fans tuning in just to see what she does next.
A lot of us were expecting some sort of dip since Caitlin Clark has been out with injury, but I don't think all of us were expecting the entire viewership of the entire WNBA to be down. And this tweet from Christine Brennan really stuck out to me. She said one player gets injured and more than half the TV audience for the entire league disappears. Has any other athlete ever had that kind of impact on a sport? Golf without Tiger definitely dropped precipitously on occasion, but not like this. This news is alarming for the league, and it's alarming for the league because this is such a crucial year for the WNBA.
Happens then, they bring back promotional bobbleheads, offer 2-for-1 ticket deals, paint inspirational quotes on the court, and hope people forget. Spoiler alert, they won't. The moment Caitlin Clark walks out, the WNBA becomes a trivia question again. Hey, remember that league that had that superstar for a hot minute? Whatever happened to them? And don't even start with a she should stay and tough it out crowd. She has toughed it out through media backlash on court. Assault referees with oatmeal for eyes and players more interested in playing defense against her own success than actually winning games. At some point, toughness isn't the answer, self-respect is. And while we're at it, how is the league not capitalizing on this moment? Caitlin Clark is a once-in-a-generation star. She's relatable, marketable, and somehow still humble after being treated like a human pinata. You'd think they'd be rolling out red carpets, giving her endorsements, building marketing campaigns that don't look like they were photoshopped in 2003, but no, just more shade, more hits, more missed opportunities. Fans have had enough. They're not just watching the games, they're watching out for her. They're posting clips calling out the league, demanding justice like unpaid interns in the Caitlin Clark PR department. And if she decides to peace out after this season, she won't be going alone. She'll be taking millions of loyal viewers with her, the kind who buy tickets, stream games where the merch and unapologetically scream every time she touches the ball.
I am sick and tired of the way they are treating my girl, Caitlin Clark. I am here to propose a solution. I think they need an enforcer. You know, someone who comes off the bench to kind of lay the smackdown on an opposing team member. I want to get the word out to the Indiana Fever that I am available. I'm ready to identify as whatever I need to in order to get the job. They need someone like me. Why? Because I'm not afraid of any 6 foot tall lesbian. I work out. Now, I have a couple of real good go-to moves in my bag of tricks.
If the WNBA wants to keep her, they better start acting like it, because right now it's giving ungrateful roommate energy, and fans they're ready to pack her bags, drive her to the airport, and cheer as she boards a plane to anywhere that actually respects greatness in a league starving for attention. Caitlin Clark was the feast, but if all she gets in return is crumbs and chaos, don't be shocked when she decides she's had her fill, and just when you think it can't get more absurd, here comes the cherry. On top of this flaming hot mess, the ESPN think pieces is bending over backwards, sideways, and upside down to explain why Caitlin Clark getting shoved like she owed Marina Mabrey lunch money is somehow her fault. Yes, really, because apparently having the audacity to talk trash in a professional sports league is now grounds for getting tossed across the court like a gym towel. Forget the actual shove, forget the fact that Caitlin didn't retaliate, didn't throw a punch, didn't even flinch, she just walked it off like the queen of composure she is stuck to basketball and kept her head in the game. Meanwhile, ESPN commentators are out here with their detective caps acting like they cracked the Da Vinci Code because she once smirked after hitting a deep three she brought it on herself. They say like she asked to be bodies slammed between possessions.
Lexi Hall now gets it. Sheldon's face, Caitlin Clark hits the deck. Sheldon and Cunningham are getting Caitlin Clark with a few words with JC Sheldon.
Get out of it here. Lexi Hall now gets here's a wild idea. Maybe, just maybe, talking trash is part of the game news flash. It's sports, not Sunday brunch. If you're not chirping, you're not competing. Michael Jordan did it, Kobe lived for it, Larry Bird practically invented psychological warfare. But Caitlin Clark, oh no, when she talks trash suddenly it's an open invitation for players to abandon basketball and start channeling their inner MMA fighters, even rival players, some of whom would love nothing more than to shut her down on the court, have spoken out and basically said, yeah, that shove was out of pocket. These are not her teammates, these are not fans, these are competitors, some who've gone head-to-head with her and still know the difference between hard-nosed basketball and straight-up thuggery, and yet they're more reasonable than half the analysts who get paid to pretend they've ever touched a basketball, because let's be honest, if Caitlin Clark had even thought about responding with a shove of her own, you'd have seen it on every sports show, every news outlet, and probably a dramatic reenactment. On Lifetime, Out of Control rookie finally snaps, but no, she kept it clean, she kept it classy, she didn't try to make it personal, she didn't fall for the bait, and still they find a way to blame her for being pushed. It's like blaming your mailbox for getting hit by a financial driver. Well, it was standing a little too confidently on the curb.
Caitlin Clark has decided to quit the WNBA and move on and go play over in Europe. I do not blame her. I applaud it. I say do it. Get as far away from the WNBA as you can. Let that league sink. Okay? Do not help them. Caitlin, get away. I believe you could create your own league. Okay? You could be the fucking player that creates whatever, the next professional women's basketball league. Let this one just go and let Caitlin try to build the next WNBA.
The mental gymnastics at play here could win Olympic gold. She's too confident. They say she plays with attitude. Yeah, so does every top-tier athlete in the history of ever. That's what makes them elite. But Caitlin's confidence, that's somehow inflammatory. That's a problem, because in some weird twisted version of the WNBA rules, she's expected to take hits, take blame, and take a vow of silence, preferably all at once. It's almost impressive how consistently the blame shifts her way like some invisible committee sits around waiting to reinterpret reality. Marina Mabrey delivers a full body shove. Caitlin stays composed, and she's the villain. What next? Someone elbows her in the face, and ESPN runs a segment titled, "Did Caitlin Lean Into It?" You can practically hear them spitballing. The next hot take was her posture antagonistic. Did her shoelaces send the wrong message? Meanwhile, Mabrey's out here getting more protection than a Farber egg, people jumping through hoops to explain her actions like she's a misunderstood street poet instead of a grown adult who just decked a fellow player. And it's not just the analysts, it's the subtle tone of it, all the passive-aggressive headlines, the lukewarm analysis that reads more like a PR statement crafted by someone who once glanced at a basketball and screamed.
I get your opinion because it's been a minute on this Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark stuff that's been going on. Brittany Griner a couple of weeks ago in a video says trash effing white girl when she was playing Caitlin Clark. What's your just kind of 30,000 foot view of this?
There is not an organization more dedicated and committed to self-imploding than the WNBA. The WNBA was like handed the golden egg that is Caitlin Clark. Yeah. And they have done everything to just self-destruct.
Yeah.
Whether it's these totally crazy, like, racial investigations that have been proven a hoax.
And you know what's really got fans raging? It's that Caitlin Clark hasn't even asked for special treatment. She didn't go on a press tour. She didn't cry foul. She didn't even throw shade. She just plays game after game, hit after hit, keeps showing up like the ultimate professional, while everyone else tries to twist the narrative into a soap opera where the villain is the woman averaging 25 points a game and keeping the league afloat. There's a simple truth here. If Caitlin Clark had thrown that shove, she would have been ejected, suspended, and paraded through a media circus as what's wrong with the league, but since she took it and didn't react, somehow she still gets painted as the problem, because how dare she not smile more while getting manhandled at midcourt? Fans aren't dumb, they see this, they see the double standard stacking up like bricks in a bad reality show set. One set of rules for Caitlin and another for everyone else, one for the star who brings in the dollars, the views, the ratings, and still somehow isn't worth defending, and yet she keeps playing, she keeps showing up. It's enough to make your blood boil and your brain short-circuit. The league has a generational talent on its hands, someone who brings eyeballs, sells jerseys, and inspires the next crop of players, and they're treating her like she's the designated punching bag.
Caitlin Clark did her thing. Coming off of the injury, she returned for the Fever, and I swear I am not being hyperbolic. We were immediately gifted one of the greatest halves we have ever seen in the WNBA, and I say that with all context involved. This series from Caitlin Clark, the pull-up three here, and you are about to see back-to-back-to-back triples for Caitlin Clark in this game. I am not trying to erase the things we have seen from Maya Moore, from Diana Taurasi, Asia Wilson's 53-point game, Stewie, Cynthia Cooper. Like, we have seen incredible halves of basketball, but you see Caitlin Clark coming off of that made three from the Liberty. Pull-up, of course. She's making it in that moment.
And when she doesn't flinch, when she handles it with grace, they still try to paint her as the issue. At this point, they blame her for global warming if it got them 10 seconds of airtime. So yeah, when fans say they want her to leave the WNBA, it's not because they want her to succeed, it's because they want her to survive. They want her somewhere she can thrive without being the scapegoat for everyone else's insecurities, somewhere that respects what she brings and doesn't try to twist every reaction into a morality play about knowing your place. Because here's the real deal, Caitlin Clark isn't the problem, she's just the mirror, and some people clearly can't handle what they